Hey guys, it's Mongolian Mindset, and today we'll be interviewing one of our members to help them find their personality type. As you don't have to go into any things that you're not comfortable with, but what you do say, we will use to find your best fit type. Unfortunately, you have to do this again, but can you introduce yourself?
All right. My name is Hat. I'm 25. I'm from Vietnam. Um, English not my native language, so I would be appreciate if you can speak a little bit more slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My hobbies are reading about spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
about personality. I like dancing and singing.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So what's something that makes you happy?
Makes me happy. Um, Finding meaning in things.
You,
Yeah, finding meanings in thing and understanding people. I mean, understanding the insights behind, like the emotional needs behind the behaviors.
hmm Oh wow. Do you think that comes easy for you or
Yeah,
yeah?
easy for me.
Okay. What do you want to be remembered for as a human? Like if you were dead and gone, what would you like people to say about you?
Well, in relation to myself, I want to be remembered as a person who who has lived with joy. And in relation to others, I want to remember as a person who guide other people to find the answers within the inner self, like the unconscious or something.
Okay. So you said you want to help other people find their inner self? Yeah. Um, what motivates you to do that?
Mm, Maybe because I find a lot of answer for myself when I delve into my unconscious. Yeah, and I think that it would be helpful if we understand about our unconscious, like how it drives our life and how we may feel like we are victim of our life, but actually there's a reason behind that.
hmm Okay. Okay. Shelly, what is that noise going on your side? What are you doing?
I don't know. There's only a fan in the background. It's
I
been on
hear
the
it.
window.
Like, what is that noise? Um, let's see. Hmm. Shelly got anything?
Sure. How do you feel in social situations with strangers?
I think in front of stranger, I may look quite. I'm rather be quiet, and I do not initiate something. Instead, yeah, I will like more often they approach me and they initiate topic and I respond. Yeah, I'm quite quiet and reserved in front of strangers.
Okay. What do you think is like one of your skills that like sets you apart from other people?
Hmm, Maybe I have a skills. I can look at things in an integral perspective. Like, yeah, I can understand the positive and the negative of thing, and not be so extreme about many things. yeah, and can quite more like look at more neutral point of view. Is that a skill?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Um, what is three words your friends would use to describe you?
You mean my friends?
Yeah, three words your friends would use to describe you.
Mm, calm, perceptive, and maybe weird. Weird in my maybe in my the topic I'm interested in, or weird in some kind of my gesture. I think so.
Okay. Um, if you could change anything about the world, what would you change?
Change.
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe I want not I want, but I think it would be better if people want project themselves onto others. Yeah, to be more specific. Um, I think it's quite easy for us to see that yeah, there are external like because of others that caused my life to be something, or it's quite easy for us to feel like we are a victim or we blame other for something else. But I think indeed, if we look more into ourselves and we change ourselves, so we can change our perspective and then we can change our worldview.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um,
What are some behaviors that upset you from others?
I'm sorry, what kind of behavior work?
Sorry, what kinds of behaviors upset you in others?
You mean make me angry or
Yeah,
annoys me?
yeah.
Um, maybe when people like I feel like when maybe people with authority they impose something for me who are under that and without a proper explanation. Yeah, without proper explanation about what they told me to do, or when people overestimate or underestimate someone or something because of its status without explaining or analyzing the reason why.
How do you respond when you get angry?
I think it could vary, depends on who the people who involved in that situation. For example, for strangers or acquaintance or friends, it would be easier for me to hold up my reaction,
ugh.
and I will yeah hold up my reaction and I would try to think what do yeah the why am I triggered because of that situation, or yeah what do they indeed reflect in within me. But for people who are closer to me, for example, family member, I think it had high chance that I got mad in front of them, and like for example I blame them for something. uh I think after that um I would go into a state of meditation or light sleep and try to face that situation again and try to express my emotions and like practice letting go or surrendering. Yeah.
Uh, what does your normal week look like?
Sorry,
What does your normal week look like?
can you speak more slowly?
Oh,
I
so
could
sorry, so sorry. What does your normal week look like?
weakness.
Like, what is your normal week? like your
A
weekend?
normal week. Um, I would um I would like to have a more leisurely morning. Like I would exercise in the morning, and then in afternoon I will go to work, and then I learn the therapy that I'm following. Yeah, and I try to write something on my blog. Yeah.
So what got you into spirituality?
Uh, I'd like to read about like for me, my definition of spirituality is I would use this kind of image, like the concept of white light and the wavelengths and like the rainbow colors. So I think we are living in the three-dimension world, which is like the seven colors. But indeed, so in this reality, we see things kind of separation and different, but at the same time, it's quite colorful. But spirituality is when it's the white light of that rainbow color. It's something we cannot see, but that is more like the wholeness, the pump, like the wholeness, and it comprises of everything. And I think it's the thing that in Buddhism or in Taoism they talk about oneness, or like the light or the oneness or the whole thing. Yeah. So for me, spirituality is like that.
Hmm. Oh, okay. What would you recommend for somebody who's getting started in spirituality?
I know I recommend spirituality. Uh, I don't know what I would recommend them because I don't think it's quite a one concept.
Hmm.
But maybe, I think we can look more about our unconscious to see, the abstract thing that we cannot see, but actually is quite drive our life. Mm, yeah, and I think a good mindset about that is gonna be like we are responsible for our life, like and responsible for all kind of miserable things happen in our life. Yeah.
What are
And
some things that stress you out?
Mm, maybe improvising. I'm afraid of the improvisation. I once joined a improvising comedy course. People be there to laugh, to relax and get stress free. But for me, I also laugh outside, but I feel dead inside. Yeah, and when I have to be in the situation that I have to be really spontaneous, I feel like I'm losing my identity. Yeah, I'm really, and if I, and another example, when before any kind of big thing, like for example, presentation or practicing with other people, especially something new that I haven't done before. So I'm really anxious of that, and I'm also get really anxious if something I cannot imagine and yeah, imagine the scene is going to happen next.
How do you feel if people approach you when they're emotional, and how do you respond?
How do I respond when people get emotional?
Yes, and like come to you wanting to talk about it.
Hmm, I think to really emotional people, I look quite cold and and analytical in front of them. Like I'll try to see, yeah, I will ask them question to see what they feel indeed. And I can also, yeah, validate the emotions. Yeah, like for example, it makes sense to feel that way in that situation. Um, yeah, so that kind of main thing I would react.
If money was not an option, what would you do? Well,
Money is not an option.
no, I said money's not the issue. I said that. Just say you had
Mm,
$100 billion. What would you do with your life?
$1 or I don't know if money is something I'm quite thinking of, but yeah, maybe traveling to. I don't like travel a lot, but there are some specific thing I want to see. For example, I want to see aura, so I want to go to like the northern country to see aura. Uh, 1 billion. Mm, I will. I think it would be help me faster to um to actualize my dreams. For example, I can use that money to build an office because I want to be a therapist. Yeah, maybe it would be easier for me to promote myself on my work. But I think yeah, it would be get me faster, but it's not something really big. Yeah, I think I still can make my dream come true if I don't have $1 billion, but it would be more slowly.
What's your dream?
Yeah, I want to be a therapist, a biodecoding therapist. But yeah, because I this a tool to help use to help us decode our biological symptom like the diseases, but with the reason like with the cause behind related to our emotion or to a situations in our unconscious.
How do you feel about making decisions? Do you tend to know what you want?
I think it can be in two states. Yeah, there's a state that I don't know what I want, and I feel, and it would be hard for me to do normal thing. For example, I question why we have to work or why we have to get married or something like that. But there's another state when I know what I really want. Yeah, what is my one focus, and I would have no doubt in pursuing it.
What are some things that cause you to feel embarrassed?
Feeling embarrassed.
Yes.
Yeah, like saying something that I or like being in a situation that I haven't foreseen beforehand, or yeah, or in a very surprise situation that I don't know how to react or how to say. And when yeah, and most of the time in that situation I would say something that I would regret later.
What's your favorite memory from life?
Memory in life. I have bad memory. Yeah, maybe favorite memory is when I pursuing my past goal. I felt like I was really determined on that. And even when at first I haven't like when in that reality it based on a statistic or based on my status or my achievement. I had nothing to be confident about. And I also really doubt myself. But after that I still made it come true. Yeah, I would still be able to achieve it.
How do you go about learning something new?
Learning new things.
Hmm.
I think I would need to get the gist of that first, of that concept first. Yeah, not too much details, but I'll need to understand the overall process before I before I get that thing. I would really slow in learning that because if there are too many details, I would feel lost, and maybe I would be much slower than other people. But when I get that gist of thing, I think I would go learn faster than other people. Yeah, and I can also neglect the details. Yeah,
How do you know when what somebody is saying is true or not?
I don't think about it much when I hear people. I think I will question their logic, and I think if they can break down the logic into a very simple thing, everyone can understand that. And I think it would true. Yeah, if the logic makes sense.
If somebody was telling you something that was incorrect and you felt comfortable, how would how would you react to them?
You mean when they say something incorrect?
Yes.
Incorrect. I think previously I would like ignore that, or I would just yeah, I just put it out of my mind. But for now I'm learning to listen to other people opinion, even something I couldn't understand. For example, I'm not a quite a materialist. Yeah, and I would it would easy for me to reject the information of other people. Yeah, for example, they talk about social insurance, and I would think, screw it, I don't care. But I'll I think recently I try to listen to that opinion, even though I think that is not true for me, or maybe it's not incorrect, but it's not something I agree. I will try to listen to it, not to deny it. And I think gradually I can start to integrate it and find it makes sense in some way.
Can you describe yourself as a child? Like, how were you as a kid?
I was quiet. I was quite observant. Yeah, like the child are playing together, and I just stand aside and observe them. And I would rather have a one-on-one playmate. Yeah, someone who really close to me. Uh, I think yeah, I was quite reserved, and I just felt something I'm not similar to others. Yeah, I felt some feeling of inferior and left out. Yeah,
Taylor, what are you thinking?
Um,
Or
I just
just
need
like
to think.
this?
Um, what are some things that make you feel impatient?
impatient. Maybe if I have to watch a video which is too long and that the speaker is not on point. Yeah, and I have to try to get what they are saying. What is the one main thing that they're trying to say? I would feel impatient.
What's something that people misunderstand about you?
I don't think people misunderstand about me, but more likely they just describe me in a superficial level. Like they describe me in some generic word, for example, good, nice, diligent, and without um, elaborate in a more like the reason behind or which situation I behave in that way and why that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm. So, what attracted you to be a therapist? You were talking about that earlier. What attracted you to be a therapist?
Mm, I think I have a good quality of um, facilitating people in a way that not try to impose anything on them, like my belief or my thoughts on them, but rather than help them to keep the answer for themselves. And the other reason is that I like the logic behind the therapy I'm following. Like it quite makes sense to my understanding. Yeah, like when in spirituality they say about how we are responsible for things happen in our life, and the therapy I'm following, they also have a paradigm of understanding that our diseases is also as a result of yeah, our childhood or our generational causes.
Hmm. Interesting. Shelly, we done?
Yeah.
All righty. Are you ready for this? By chance, do you know your personality type or anything like that? Or have you taken any tests? Have you anything like that?
Yeah, I think I know my personality type, not because of taking the test, but I just choose the type that I resonate the most.
Hmm. Okay. So what we noticed very early on was that you're very abstract, okay? So you're talking about consciousness and things of that nature. You're talking about guiding people, um, just like state of meditation. Those are things that are like you spirituality. So you're a very abstract person, right? Big thing that stood out for me was your SE inferior. You talked about not being able to improvise on the dime or anything like that. It caused you great anxiety or whatever. So I could just off that alone, I could just pin you down to two types. But no, we still, do our due diligence here. So we have you for abstract. We also have you for responding. So that makes you an introvert. Okay. Everything you were pretty much responding to whatever we said here. You also seem to be process focused, right? You look at the movement or the progression of things of the journey of life. Um, And we have you as a TIFE user, even when you're talking about definition. You said my definition of spirituality is, and then like you broke it down. You also seem to be people focused, very, very people focused. Core needs seem to be coming out of meaning, significance, and of that nature. So we have you down as an INFJ. What do you have yourself as?
Yeah, INFJ.
Okay, that's perfect.
I I come here to verify my intuition.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got any questions for us?
Um, I want to ask about the outcome type. So if I'm a outcome type, so what kind of answer I would say?
Well, you wouldn't be talking about the progression towards things a lot of times. You would just be
Mhm,
listing end products, or you'll show a focus towards end products in general. As in for yourself, it was very like it was easy for us to see that you were abstract. Okay, then we noticed that like you're responding. Okay, so that's four types, right? And then immediately when I nailed you for TIFE and then SE inferior, I knew that I had an INFJ here. And then immediately when you started talking at the beginning, I could tell that you were like that core need of meaning, significance, and higher purpose was one of the big things, which is a core need of the NFs. So it was that. But for outcome types, they literally are like focused on an end product or an outcome,
mhm,
or they're trying to control their way to that. So like I think personally the most outcome focused type of all, I think it's the INTP. They don't do anything without
mhm,
an outcome in mind. They don't do anything without an outcome in mind. Like everything has to be, I mean, my God, a very outcome. So if you ever run an INTP, you can kind of you can look at how they view things, and you can just see just like, oh my God, this person's so outcome focused. Um, but Shelly, you got anything you want to put in there?
Um, I don't know. I mean, just personal experience, so not really. Um, so between Mercer and Thomas, like I don't know if you are in the Facebook group, if you like notice like the way they respond. I don't know. Thomas is a lot more, you know, linear in
mhm,
his way of thinking, where Mercer's, I don't know, sort of like I don't know. He
I don't really waste too much time.
combines everything. Yeah, he like yeah
I know I
combines
can
everything.
waste a lot of time.
Very, very focused towards
mhm.
just I guess the end of what he wants.
Yeah, almost like I don't know.
Absolutely. Sorry.
I hope that helps. I think Shelly may have more confusion, but generally speaking, outcome types are looking at an end product. Okay, the end product is the most important thing to them, and they're trying to control to get there. As in like movement or progression or process types, they're more about the process of things. They believe that if they can get the perfect process, then they can get the outcome. Um, so outcome types sometimes can say, "Fuck the process, just get me the results." What you can deviate. You can say that outcome types are more results. They're looking for results.
Mhm.
Their like focus is on the results. Being, 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 being. They want the results. Um, yeah. Anything else?
Another question, like
I
based on
appreciate
your
it.
understanding about type and or about INFJ to be specific. Yeah, what are the function or are the biggest thing that um, I need to learn or to develop more?
Um, well, I would recommend for any introvert is to get out there in the world. Actually try new things, even if it's just trying one new thing a week or something, but you got to get out there in the world and you got to talk to people. And that's just going to help you with your people skills and getting your overall vision done. Because the thing is like you're not going to be able to accomplish your vision by yourself a lot of times. Especially you being an INFJ, you're more people focused. So you really got to get out there and talk to people. I know it might be exhausting, but overall, like for your dream goal, it's gonna be the best thing. just to get out there and talk to people, try new things of that nature. If you just stay inside, might hurt you a little bit, you know. So try like, you know,
Yeah.
getting out there more, even if it's like joining a certain community here, join a community there, or just getting out there and just going, trying things. Maybe you do like those little events. What is it called? Where people like help out in the community, things of that nature. Just getting out there and just like mingling with people, I think would be a very good thing for INFJ. Um, just me personally. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, like trying new things. You know, I know it creates a lot of anxiety with SE inferior, but the more you try new things, the more you'll be able to like make breakthroughs, and you'll feel happier about yourself. So, um, Shelly, you got anything?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you a lot.
Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure. I hope I see you in the group or the Discord. We don't have that many INFJs, so that'd be fucking awesome. Because you know it's rare that we get an NF in here. I mean, most likely we've been getting NTs for quite a bit now. So it's been an absolute pleasure to have you in the group. All right, well, take it easy, Shirley. I'll see you at 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, have a nice day.
And happy
Bye.
Mother's Day. All right, bye.